Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Celtic Career Mode. Season 3 is finally here. I know it's been a long time. It's now a new year, 2018. 2019 in this game, but it's a new season. We're finally back on tracks. Hopefully a little bit more frequent uploads of the Celtic Career Mode. But we're back nonetheless. Obviously last season we had a marvellous season with Celtic finishing 5th in the Premier League. Our first season in the Premier League after being promoted from the Championship. We managed to guarantee ourselves Europa League football. We also got to the League Cup final where we sadly lost to Southampton. But we had a very strong first showing in the Premier League, and now we're off to try and get Champions League football for the 4th season of the Career Mode. But as close as to the league title we could get will be lovely. This is the team we start the season with, which I believe is looking very nice. Obviously, overalls don't show a lot in the likes of Encham, Armstrong, Davies, Upamecano, Simunovic. They're all, under 80 rated. But they're players who I thoroughly enjoy using, who I believe are very strong in the game. And I'm trying to stick somewhat to keeping it realistic, that we're not building a fantasy team and bringing in players like Sergio Ramos and Toni Kroos and shit like that, We're keeping it realistic, but also keeping it to where we can develop into winning the Premier League some point soon. We obviously brought in Masonda to help us this season, and I believe we have a very strong team. The depth is looking a bit better as well. A lot of young regen players here who might struggle to get to the team, but they might get some form of showing. So we're ready to start. The 4th season is ready to be underway. We have a strong side, and I'm feeling confident. First game of the season will be Burnley. Our opening month is looking. We finished 5th, and yet we have a qualifying round to the Europa League, playing Boavista. Interestingly, the team who we beat in the semi-finals of the Europa League in 2003 to get to the final in Seville. A fact, in case you didn't know that. Boavista, though, we've got to play. But this month we have Burnley to open the season. We've got a very packed schedule. Arsenal then at home, a difficult game. Southend in the Cup, which I'm not bothered about, to be honest, because these matches matter more against Boavista. And then we have West Ham. Then we're off an international break, so we'll power through as much as we can, and everything should be fine. It should be fine. Let's hope it's fine. The games we're going to play then, probably Burnley and Arsenal, and then we might throw in one of the Boavista games if we have time. But we're off to Tough Moor for the first Premier League game of the season. We're going to wear no, we're not going to wear the bright green. We're going to wear the green and white hoops because there's no kit clash whatsoever. And that's the team we're starting. I will be in for Simunovic. Simunovic is suspended. And away we go. Right then, a trip to Tough Moor to start us off in the 3rd season of the Celtic Career Mode. Obviously, Burnley in real life right now are unbelievably good. They're having a fantastic season. Sean Dyche, not an easy man to beat. And it was always going to be difficult because they're a very defensive team. So we had to try and get by them somehow. Moussa Dembele with the first opportunity. A fantastic shot, going an inch or two wide. A lot of power generated behind it. And the top scorer from last season scoring, kind of 30 goals or something. Fantastic strike. It just swerves away from the goal at the last couple of seconds there. Burnley still very defensive, but Moussa Dembele piling on the pressure, wins the ball back, he's through one-on-one, shoots, and a try to finesse at top corner, but Nick Pope pulling out a fantastic top draw save. We had another chance going forward here. Armstrong finds Musonda on his debut for the club, and that is not what you want to see from Masonda, to say the least. Second half now we went into, and Stuart Armstrong after the chance here, beating the last man. Shot right up against Nick Pope, and it was always going to be an easy save. Robertson finds Masonda. Robertson again, playing a little bit of football between themselves there. Dembele, lovely passing going on here as you see. Bang, bang, goal. Charlie Masonda on his debut. Some lovely football being played from us there. I was extremely happy with how we worked to get that goal. And Charlie Masonda had us 1-0 up with about 20 minutes to go in the match. And it was a nice wee finish, not going to lie, and I enjoyed scoring it. Oh, that's nice, just putting it in that bottom corner, slotting it in, and he's never going to miss from that far out. And a fantastic debut, to say the least. I cut out a lot of what Masonda was doing this game, but he's fantastic at getting by players, and I thoroughly am enjoying using them. But we were up 1-0, we then had a corner with 10 or so minutes to go. Armstrong just putting it wide. Unlucky from him. It was a decent connection though with Armstrong's header. 5 minutes now in the clock. We wanted to secure the win. We don't want to leave it anything for chance. Masonda here takes him to the shops. Cuts in the middle. A lot of space. Gets a shot off. Curls it in to the back of the net. and it was fantastic stuff from Chala Masonda. A wonderful debut from him, to say the least. He's having a nice wee time there with his celebration. Celtic fans who have travelled to Toughmoor have seen a fantastic team performance, and I'm very happy with Chala Masonda. Good signing, to say the least. Bang, right into that top corner. Nick Pope had no chance of saving that after having a fairly decent game as well. But Masonda walking away with 2 goals under his belt on his league debut for the club, and that would about do it. That will be the final whistle going right about now. There we go. A 2-0 win to kick off the season. Good stuff to see. We're coming for the league title. Still a long road to go, but a good start on that road, to say the least. And the lads, there you go, Masonda, having a good time. Decent opening day, if you ask me. Charlie Masonda really announced himself as one of the top players in the team. Now we've got Boavista. How is he pronounced? I don't know. Boavista. Fuck knows. Anyway, we've got the first leg against them, which we're going to sim, and depending on the result, we will consider simming the second leg. Now, James Forrest, I'm not going to let go, because we need a backup right winger, and he's actually not that bad in this game. I've brought him on a few times, and I've actually enjoyed using him. So we're just going to play our strongest team yet again. I know I've got quite a busy week with Arsenal at the end of it and such, but I mean, I want to get as high a score line as possible against Boavista to try and make it as convincing for the second leg. You know, the more we score, the less chance of us getting knocked out if we sim both legs. But we should be progressing through quite easily here. I mean, we're a team far better than Boavista. So, I mean, I'm confident that with sim here, we'll get a decent result. Siminovic is back in the lineup as well, which is nice to see. Although Ayer did have a very good game against Burnley, so maybe he's coming into the starting 11. And there we go, a 3-1 win, and Cham scoring twice and Armstrong getting the other. Lovely to see. And, we'll still maybe consider playing the second leg, but doesn't seem like there's too much of a need to. Right, time for the first home game of the season. The first time we take on one of the top teams this season, already been thrown in against Arsenal. So a very big game here. Team's looking okay, some tired legs here and there. We're just going to bring Ayer into the team for Upamecano today. Apart from that, team's looking alright. But big game, both teams coming off a winning start. Hopefully hopefully us continue that. I don't want the both of us continuing it because that's impossible. But Celtic Arsenal, here we go. Right, back to Celtic Park, or East Point Arena, should I say. For the first time this season, a big game though, taking on Arsenal, not going to be easy. Obviously one of the bigger teams in the league, one of the better teams in the league, and a wee bit of a task ahead of us. A bit less defensive than Burnley, but we had a chance straight away. Dembele overpowering El Nene. Goes through 1-on-1 and a fantastic... Oh, my voice. What the hell in the name? What a save. I feel like deleting this audio clip now, but do you know what? We're going to keep going. Dembele here. I mean, he's got to score, but God knows what I was thinking. A fantastic save again, I suppose, but just poor for me. Should have been scoring it into the second half. A chance, Dembele again, no power behind it though, and Petr Cech gathers quite calmly. And then we go forward again here, 72 minutes into the game, bang, save from Cech. He was having a very good game, to say the least. It was proving difficult to beat him, but Stuart Armstrong managed to get it done. A good wee finish. So that's not Stuart Armstrong, that's Tom Davies. I can't even tell apart my players nowadays. But the star player of last season gets us up 1-0 after Cech trying to deny us for so long. And Tom Davies, love him. Absolutely love him. Through the legs of Cech into that bottom corner. Absolutely scanted him. Just like again, bang. Cech, go home. Lovely stuff though from Tom Davies. I think the noise from my headphones might be coming through into the mic. I don't care. We're up 1-0 though, that is what to take away. Straight from kick-off though, Arsenal on, just straight out mentality to equalise, get themselves back into the game. And El Nene here with a nice bit of football and bang, puts it past Jordan Pickford. Not much I can do about it. And yep, poor defending I suppose. But seconds after we took the lead, we throw it all away. Quite annoying, to say the least. But you know what? We're going to keep fighting. Tried fighting for 10 minutes in the 88th minute of the game. We're digging deep. Odds on Eduardo on the park. He gets his way by. Takes a shot. Saved Olivier Cham though. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man, putting it in the back of the net. I really just ran out of things to say. I'm not going to lie for this second game. I'll let you enjoy the rest of these wee highlights with just the game audio. Because I'm humped. I really don't know what I'm doing. Very dramatic, to say the least, in that game. Now, we have the Cup, and this is apparently my rotated side. Now, I'm not going to start Calvin Miller up front. We'll just give that slot to Edouard. Apart from that, though, to be honest, it's looking like I forgot I have Rob Holding still. That's helpful. This is the rotated side I'm just going to go with for this game. I mean, the odds are, because of how shite this game is with Simon, we're going to get knocked at the Cup here. It would not surprise me in the slightest. So, best of luck I wish the team, especially because we're away from home. Hopefully it doesn't go tits up and we manage to put out Southend. It wouldn't look very good on the team or reflect too well on me if Southend managed to knock me out the Carabao Cup. We got to the final last year. Now it's about getting past Southend in the first round. We still have quality on the park that is far better than Southend's players, so surely to God we could get a win here. Might go a bit of time without a goal, but as long as we score first, I'm confident. Okay, right, no, I'm not confident anymore. 1-0 Southend, and they could genuinely be knocking us out the Carabao Cup in the first round. Southend United are about to knock us out. Well, that is that's going. You know what? We're concentrating elsewhere this season. Let's just ignore that. Pretend it didn't happen and get past this qualifier for the Europa League. I'd suggest that's probably a wiser thing to do. Let's just focus on that. So Boa Vista, we are up 3-1. I mean, it would take a horrible result for us to go out now, because I'm not feeling like we're going to lose 2-0 here to Boa Vista. So we should be okay for simming this. And then that'll be us wrapping up the episode right about here. But hopefully this game will see us through into the Europa League group stage. I mean, look at the players we have in the park. Bisonda, Debele, Roberts and Cham. We have a team that is more than capable of beating Boa Vista, not just home but away as well. We lose 2-1, but who cares? We are through. Misonda got our only goal, and we go through. What would that be? 4-3 in aggregate or something? Aye, 4-3 in aggregate. Who cares? We're through. And aye, that'll do it for this episode of the Scotland Keyword. Because the Scotland Badger Celtic Keyword. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys. I'll see you all next time.